Hello everyone, welcome to this class. So in this class we will try to understand what is an HTML and then where we use HTML or why we use HTML. So let's get started. The first thing what we have here is we will try to learn what is an HTML. The full form of HTML is Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is a markup language for describing web documents or web pages which contains HTML text and then a plain text. So like there are a numerous number of different computer language and all of these computer languages are used for different purposes, and then all of these computer languages are also subdivided into different categories, like some are programming language, some are scripting language, and so on. So this HTML, it is nothing but a markup language, and this HTML they are used as a primary language for designing a web page or to build any web page. The primary language used is HTML. So like if you want to create a website or a web page, the basic language we use to build the structure of the website is HTML. And then with the help of HTML we will be able to add again another other different computer languages like JavaScript, CSS to make it more dynamic, to add more dynamic to our websites. Now like similar to different other computer languages and then the different applications, this HTML also have various numbers of its versions. So the latest versions of HTML is HTML5. So with the introduction of this HTML5, it has also added more new features or new elements which makes it more easier for web developer to add more features to the websites. So we will learn all of these new elements later on in our next classes. Now we shall try to understand what does hypertext and then a markup mean in an HTML. So first thing what we have is we have a hypertext. So hypertext is a method by which you move around on the web by clicking on a special text called hyperlinks, which brings you to the next page. So in terms of web designing, hypertext means something which is not linear, which means that all the documents are disorganized and it is scattered everywhere, and then all of these documents are interlinked to one another using a special method called as hyperlinks. So when the user click on that link, it will take the user to the required or the link data or link documents. Like whenever we try to read a magazine, or when we read a book, we the books they are organized in linear fashion. So those books are organized in a linear fashion where we have to follow from page 1 2 3 and then so on. But unlike those things in an HTML or on the internet, all the documents are disorganized and it does not have any linear fashions. That means the user will be able to jump from one location to another, from one document to another using these hyperlinks. Now we will see what are markups. So markup is what HTML text to the text inside them. They mark it as a certain type of text. So markup means those HTML elements with they are enclosed between a smaller than sign and then greater than sign, and then with the help of that markup, this HTML text it separates from a normal text, and then it is able to render different contents between those texts. Now we will learn what does tag means. So a tag means in HTML, tags are keywords or a tag name surrounded by angle brackets. The tags are what separates normal text from HTML code. So tags are normally like a container which includes HTML tags within a smaller than sign and then a greater than sign, and then with the help of these HTML tags, different contents on the HTML pages gets rendered uh, to the user so that you will be able to view and then navigate it. So an example like an HTML tag will look something like this. So out here, this example, this is the element, and then this is the markup is smaller than and then greater than sign, and then all together these are called as a tag. So in an HTML, a tag normally decomes in pairs. So example, this paragraph, P stands for paragraph, this is a paragraph tag. So this is the opening tag of a paragraph tag, and then this is the closing tag of a paragraph tag. So while closing a tag, we have to add this slash along with that element name. So whenever we write like this text will not be visible inside our browser. What will be rendered by our web browser is the contents which is written between this one. So we have many different HTML tags which are used for different functions. So we will try to learn that one in our next upcoming classes. So we must remember that all the text comes in pairs, and then once we use a particular text, we should remember to close it. Now we will see some of the things which we need to write our HTML codes and then the view our HTML documents. So first of all, we have is a web browser. So a web browser, it is an applications which is used to view web pages and to navigate between different web pages. So example like Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, and so on. So to view any web page or to view any HTML pages, we can use any web browser as desired. So like this web browser, they act as an interface between the user and the website. So basically what this web browser does is that it will render those HTML pages to the user so that it is more readable to the user. Like everybody cannot understand this computer language which is used to design these web pages, and then if we simply just display the contents with along with those computer languages, many people may not be understand that. So to make it easier for everyone to understand that, a web browser is used so that a web browser will interpret or render those contents, HTML contents, and then display it to the user in an organized manner. Now the second thing what we have is an editor. In our case, in web programming editor, it is an application which are used to write our codes. So editor means it is an application where we will be writing our HTML codes, HTML programs. So we can use any text editor like Notepad, Notepad++, Sublime Text, etc. So you can use any text editor. So you can use Notepad, which will be pre-installed in your computer system, or else Notepad++ or so on. In our upcoming classes, I will be conducting our classes using this Notepad++. So if you want to follow along with me using the same editor, you can download from the internet and then install Notepad++. So these are some of the things we need to write our HTML documents and then to view that HTML pages. Now last thing we have is some of the things to remember while working with HTML. So out here, add .html extension while saving. So every applications, every documents inside our computer have their own file extension so that it will be easier to identify, and then different application needs to identify that and then opens that one to view it. So while working with HTML, we should not forget to add .html. For example, if you are creating a website and then you are designing the home page or the index page of that particular website, so you may name it like home page. So you are designing home page. After that, while saving that home page, we must add .html so that our browser will able to catch up with our HTML documents and then render it to the users. So we must always remember to add .html extension while saving any HTML documents. After that, I'll always close the tags once they are being used apart from empty elements in HTML. So like I have said earlier, once the HTML tag has been used, it have to be closed once they are being used, so apart from empty elements. So empty elements are those HTML tags which normally comes in singles, that means which does not comes in pairs. Those empty elements did not be closed. So that is an introduction to HTML. So thank you so much. See you in the next class.